Thank you, John. Welcome, everyone. We're glad you're here. It's truly a great day in Lubbock, Texas. It's my great pleasure to get this show started. You know, we've been working with Leprino Foods for 2 years, 1 month, and 1 week today. That's right. And a lot of people had major roles in this effort. But when it came time to get the deal closed, we couldn't have done it without the help of Governor Abbott. And his understanding of what's important to West Texas, and particularly his focus on growing jobs and overall economic development is he's unmatched in that regard. So a lot of y'all don't need me to read his bio, but I'm going to read it because I think it's important. He was named the best governor in the nation in 2020. Governor Greg Abbott continues to build on his record as a strong conservative leader who fights to preserve Texas value and to ensure the Lone Star State remains the best place to raise a family, build a business, and create opportunities for all. Under Governor Abbott's careful leadership, the 9th largest economy in the world, the state of Texas, has added more than 1 million net new jobs in the last 5 years and led the nation in job creation in 2019 recently. His unwavering commitment for expanding opportunity for all hardworking Texans makes the Lone Star State so attractive to people who want to create jobs, who want to grow businesses. And that's across the board, including Texas is one of the top states for jobs created by African Americans, Hispanics, veterans, and women. A native Texan and an avid sportsman and hunter, Governor Abbott was born in Wichita Falls. He was raised in Duncanville. He went to school at the University of Texas at Austin. He earned his law degree at Vanderbilt. And shortly after graduating from law school, while he was jogging, he was partially paralyzed by a falling tree. But that didn't define him. Due to his faith and family, he gained strength, and he recognized that our lives are not defined by our challenges, but instead how we respond to those challenges. Please help me give a great Lubbock welcome to Governor Greg Abbott.
Well, thank you very much for that Lubbock-style welcome. And Mayor Pope, thank you for your friendship, for your leadership, for your introduction. He and I have worked together on a lot of challenges lately, and it's great to have a mayor for your community that works with ease as he works to overcome challenges. Great to be with you, as well as with your county judge, Judge Parrish, as well as Councilwoman Sheila Harris Patterson, and a very special guest of honor that we're all proud to have with us here today, Leprino Foods CEO Mike Durkin. I also want to express my thanks to Barry Orr and John Osborne with the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance, as well as Roosevelt ISD Superintendent Dallas Grimes and Texas Tech President Skubadek. Guns up. And of course, I share the stage with my colleagues from the Texas Capitol, with Senator Perry and Representative Burrows, and Representative Frulo is here also. I saw him earlier. But I want to thank, you have no idea how fortunate the Lubbock area is to be represented by some of the best representatives in the state capitol. Give it up for your state senator and your 2 state representatives. Now, surely there's something that everybody can agree upon, and that is everybody loves fresh dairy products. And now Texas is going to have more of it made right here in Lubbock, Texas. Amen. We are proud that Luprino Foods is the world's largest maker of mozzarella cheese and other dairy products, and prouder that they are now making their products in Lubbock, Texas, from dairy cattle in this region, provided them the milk that they need for their feedstock to make their cheese. I do have one request of you, Mike, and that is, I know you call it mozzarella cheese, but if you could think about a rebranding, maybe Texarella cheese could work out okay. But listen, if anybody here has ever bought a pizza from Domino's, from Pizza Hut, from Papa John's, you have bought products made by Luprino Foods, and they are doing a great job. Importantly, Luprino is far more than just a global leader in the production of dairy products. It's also an outstanding employer and job creator, and we are incredibly proud that you are investing in the people of Lubbock, Texas. Now listen, we need to understand that projects like this, they don't just happen overnight. As the mayor was saying, they are the result of months and even years of hard work to cultivate businesses. And I want to thank everybody in this room, everybody on the stage, but some people who are not on the stage for everything that they did to make sure this work got to the final stage. Importantly, investments like this, they spur the Texas economy. They create new jobs, and they expand Lubbock's reputation as being one of the economic engines of the great state of Texas. This project and the entire Lubbock community are part of the incredible Texas economic story. Texas has been the #1 state in the United States of America for exports for 19 years in a row. And when you look at the products that will be made by Luprino Foods here, some of it will be shipped domestically, but as I understand it, some of it also will be shipped internationally. So, and I'm getting nods, yes, so Luprino will be contributing to Texas maintaining the national leadership in international exports. Texas has been ranked the best state for business for 16 years in a row. And Texas has received the Governor's Cup, which goes to the state that ranks #1 in the United States for the most new economic development projects every year that I have been governor. This project is going to count toward the calculation for the award for this coming year. And I have no doubt this will put us over the top, ensuring that we continue our streak of the Governor's Cup remaining in the great state of Texas. Importantly, Lubbock has contributed to these lofty rankings. The Lubbock Economic Development Alliance has helped hundreds of companies expand or relocate here that have created thousands of new jobs and have added well over $1 billion in capital investments. Our commitment to businesses like Luprino Foods is that we will continue to keep taxes low, keep regulations reasonable and predictable, support strong right-to-work laws, and help develop the best workforce in the United States of America. With business-friendly policies like these, and with great businesses like Luprino Foods investing in our great state, we will keep Texas the best state in the United States for doing business. So I congratulate Luprino Foods and all who made this day possible for the people of Lubbock, Texas. Thank you all. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Texas.
Thank you, Governor. It's no doubt why we stay on the top of that list. I got to tell you a quick story. So when we finally got down to the point where the Luprino guys were going to talk to the governor on the phone, we warned him. We said, you know, the governor's schedule is pretty unpredictable. Well, he was on the phone waiting on them when they got on the call. He was ready to get this deal closed, and that's we appreciate that. That means a lot to us. I want to introduce Mike Durkin, the CEO of Luprino Foods, President and CEO. And I've gotten to know Mike over the last 18 months or so. We've had a chance to visit their corporate headquarters. We've gotten to visit a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility of theirs in Greeley, Colorado. And we've gotten really to know the Luprino family. And as you get to know them, you'll be as excited as we are because their culture fits us. Mike's, as President and CEO, he reports directly to Mr. Luprino, the chairman of the board, and is responsible for overall day-to-day management of the company. He joined Luprino in 2011, and he's helped shape their strategy and what they do on a daily basis. Importantly, has led significant cultural change towards greater employee engagement, diversity and inclusion, and global responsibility. He assumed the role of President CEO in November of 2014. Previously, he served as Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, responsible for their accounting, finance, planning, analysis, and IT organizations. Now, in addition to his role at Luprino, he's very involved with the U.S. dairy community, including being a board member of the Innovation Center for the U.S. Dairy, where he's previously served as its stewardship commitment, chaired the Stewardship Commitment Task Force. He also serves on the International Dairy Foods Association's Executive Committee for its cheese and ingredients boards, and is a member of the Global Dairy Platform's Global Dairy Board. That's a lot of globals. Yeah. Mike holds a BS in Marketing and Finance from the University of Rhode Island and an MBA in Finance from Pace University. On behalf of the Lubbock community and all of the South Plains, please help me welcome Mike Durkin.
Thanks for that great Texas welcome. So first, I want to thank Governor Abbott for all that you've done for us. Funny story on that phone call. We were actually on the phone call, but with it on mute. We didn't know each other were on the phone until we finally had text going back and forth. And it was like, okay, we're ready to go. But the governor was early, and we truly appreciate that. So I want to begin by expressing my deep appreciation to you, Governor, Mayor Pope, Judge Parrish, John Osborne, the whole Lubbock Economic Development Alliance, and all the other dignitaries on stage, and for all those involved sitting in the audience, for everything that you've done to help Luprino Foods, and for the assistance in helping us locate our new state-of-the-art facility in the great state of Texas. So many of you today may be hearing about Luprino Foods really for the first time. I know when I got actually a call from a headhunter to go to Luprino Foods, I had to look it up and say, who is Luprino Foods? And I have a partner here at BASF that I think has a saying, it used to be a marketing kind of logo. It's one of the largest companies you've never heard of. Well, Luprino Foods fits into that category. And so I'd like to take a moment and provide a brief history because it's a really interesting and terrific history about what happened with our company, our path to becoming the world's largest dairy foods and one of the largest dairy foods ingredients company, particularly as it relates to mozzarella cheese. And we also do whey products, so lactose, whey protein, and that sort of thing, but that's also a big deal for us. And the governor talked about exports, and that is actually, we are one of the largest exporters of lactose to the world. China actually happens to be our largest market for that as well. So, and if you look at U.S. dairy solids that are exported, on average, 15% of the dairy solids are exported. We're 25% of our dairy solids are exported. So we're a huge proponent of, obviously, we want to serve the U.S. community first, but clearly, as we see growth, the international market is where it's at. So Luprino Foods is truly an American success story, but it's also a culmination of hard work and culmination of a lot of hard work and dreams of Jim's dad, Mike Luprino Sr. So let me take you back a little bit in history. Mike was born in Potenza, Italy, and arrived in Denver in 1914 at the age of 16 years old. Well, worked in many different jobs over the years. It was the job he took after he retired in 1950 that led to the founding of Leprino Foods Company. Mike opened a small grocery store and began making small batches of ricotta and mozzarella at the family grocery store. And what he would do is began delivering that to local grocery stores in the Denver area. In fact, our company's headquarters is still on the same block where the family grocery store was, 60 years ago. So you think about that, just a terrific story. And Jim, the youngest son of 5, actually started to go work for his father in around 1960. So that was the turning point for our company. Jim's vision, innovation, and most importantly, our core values made us into what we are today, a world leader in the dairy industry. And at 84 years old, Jim still comes to work every day. He actually doesn't understand what the holiday is either, if we have July 4th off, but. So we currently employ about 5,000 people worldwide and have global sales in over 55 countries. In addition to the current 9 plants that we have and operate in the United States, the Lubbock plant will be our 10th. We also have an expanding international presence, really across the globe. We have a joint venture with a Glanbia PLC, that's an Irish dairy company that we've got the JV with, and we have plants based in the UK, but 2 plants in the UK in Wales and Northern Ireland, and we also have a new plant in Portlaoise, the Republic of Ireland, which happens to be our newest plant that we just commissioning as we speak. We also have sales and a culinary innovation hub in Singapore, and we have representative offices in Shanghai and Tokyo. The decision to locate our newest facility in Lubbock was based on a number of factors, such as a reliable milk supply. And again, thanks to our DFA partners who were able to do this. We could not have done it without them. Because we have a saying, it all starts with milk. So, which has enabled us to actually place this new facility of this size in the city of Lubbock. But also we have a well-educated workforce, a top engineering school in Texas Tech University. So Lawrence, thank you for all the help that you've also done. And actually, many people don't even know this. We've actually already started recruiting. We had a team of HR folks down here just in the last 2 weeks, actually recruiting at Texas Tech. And the plan is actually to bring folks on actually now. So we're going to start hiring folks for management positions where actually be trainee roles. We can get them into our other plants and then ultimately bring them back to Texas, back to Lubbock, to be able to start up the plant with several years of training already embedded in that. So we're excited about that. So we also believe the opportunities afforded to us by the community and surrounding area of Lubbock make it a great place for our employees to live and work. And if that's not enough, our Roswell facility in New Mexico is only about 2.5 hours away. To be honest, from our first early high-level meetings to today, deep down, we knew Lubbock was the right choice. There was a fit around culture, hard work, and core values that just felt right. We have a saying at our company, and it's embedded in our mission statement: treat every customer like your only customer. And like it's an important statement, and it's a philosophy that's taught. It's not just a saying on a wall. It's taught by Jim, and I believe it's a key part to our success. And I want to tell you, that's exactly how we felt in our meetings with Governor Abbott, Mayor Pope, Judge Parrish, and all their respective teams. Lubbock was the clear choice, and we feel it's a win-win for the state of Texas, the city of Lubbock, and absolutely Leprino Foods. The plant will be constructed in 2 phases. Phase 1 construction will begin in June of 22, and we expect to be completed by 4th quarter of hopefully 24. Everything going well here. Phase 2 of construction will expand the facility's footprint and be slated to be completed by early 2026. We expect the new facility to ultimately employ approximately 600 people when fully operational. It's a thrilling day for us, I can tell you that. It's an important milestone on our journey to be the world's best dairy food and ingredient company. It's also an example of our company's commitment to investing in the future. We're excited to deliver on the ultra-modern dairy facility for our customers as well as the community, while investing in leading-edge automation and instrumentation, world-class maintenance programs, and progressive technology. We'll boost our own production for the future demand while increasing efficiencies within our manufacturing organization. Now that the site selection process is completed, the job of planning and constructing the new facility from the ground up will begin in earnest. We hope to, again, start in June of 22. Actually, a lot of work is already happening, but that's when we'll start moving ground. And we expect the entire community to benefit from our presence. I think the governor already mentioned that the economic impact is huge for this facility. The project and plant, we estimate to generate $10.6 billion over the 10 years in wages and direct and indirect spending for the Lubbock community. The new facility produced over 1 million pounds of cheese every day, just to put it in perspective. The new facility is also going to be supplied by our local dairy farmers, as we talked about, in the state of Texas, and our dairy partners from Dairy Farmers of America. Not to mention, the most important, the hardworking 120,000 cows that will be required to supply that milk. So once complete, the new facility will be one of Leprino Foods' most sustainable plants, and will be constructed with special features to help decrease our greenhouse gas footprint, our water footprint. I think it's out there, we've talked about, a lot of the water will be recaptured and reused in the plant, and what actually exits the plant will be stream quality water, and actually, we hope to be able to support your Lake 7, so down the road. We've got capturing heat from equipment like our pasteurizers that we use, advanced LED lighting and sensors, a lot of controllers on our refrigeration systems to reduce electrical load, and there's a number of other things as we construct the plant and design the plant that we will look at to hopefully take advantage of any other opportunities to reduce our global footprint. Additionally, as the project progresses, we'll evaluate any and other all solutions. Finally, let me again say my sincere thanks to everyone, all those on stage, and again, everyone here, for all your help in achieving this great milestone for our plant. But Governor Abbott, Mayor Pope, Judge Parrish, John Osborne, and the entire team at LEDA for everything you've done. And really, I also have to thank our Leprino Foods team for what they've done. It's been a little over 2 years, as everyone talked about. That is something that we take it very seriously. When we're going to spend $850 million, $870 million on a plant, just shy of $1 billion, we want to make sure we're making the right decision. And we put a lot of effort into that, and we're absolutely committed to and agree upon it was the right choice for Lubbock, Texas. So thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for all the things that you've done to make this happen today. And again, we appreciate it. We look forward to being great corporate and community partners. And it's an exciting day for us, an exciting day for Lubbock, and an exciting day, hopefully, for the state of Texas. Thank you.
Great job.
Well, you guys have heard what you come to hear, so we'll try not to keep you too long. I think we had a couple of minutes. We cut the introductions out so you wouldn't have to sit through some of those. But I am honored to be here and privileged to be a part of this. This is a big deal. And all the people on this stage and all the people out there that are not here today that had a part in it should be commended for it. Mike, I did a little looking on your website and kind of locations and the 5,000 employees and kind of the other locations. I noticed you're in California, Denver, Michigan, New Mexico, several others. It took you a while to get home. You're home now. Texas will be your home, and you will probably find out why people are running to get here. At the same time, there are those that choose to leave sometimes. Sometimes our youth kind of leave. They always migrate back. You know why that is, and looking through your history, your company, it's clear to me that you buy into the person, the employee, and the family. It's a family company. That's why you have 100 years on some of these locations. You've obviously done something right, so the longevity is admirable. In a day when people are being bought out, when private equity groups take out the family dynamic, it's all about the bottom line. It's truly, you're an example of what happens when you invest in family and friends and culture and make the work site more than just a paycheck. And I think that's clearly where Leprino Foods sit. You know, one of the movies out in my tenure, it's getting to be an old deal, but you have chose wisely. I think that you will find that your investment in Lubbock will be well rewarded for this future in the next 10 years, but beyond. And you couldn't have found a better place and a more supportive place. You know, work is not the new four-letter word in this city. Work is still embraced. The entrepreneur spirit, the risk-taking spirit of West Texas is still embraced. And you're going to find out that what you read between the lines, the culture that you felt, is not a saying or a soundbite on a sales pitch to get you here. It's what we believe. And there's no better place on earth to be than West Texas. Thank you for taking the chance, if you will. I guarantee you will be rewarded for it. Thank you again for being here.
Like Senator Perry, it's a privilege to be up here and get an opportunity to welcome Luprino Foods to Lubbock, Texas. I think you already know some of this, but I just want to tell you, I think you're going to find this to be a great place. The entire business and community leadership is going to be rooting for your success and there to support you along the way. You're going to have some of the best partners in the entire country with Texas Tech, with our school districts, and with the healthcare facilities. They're going to be phenomenal. And you're going to find our number one asset, it's our people. They have the best work ethic of any place they are. Hardworking, sincere, friendly people. They'll have a conversation with you anywhere, and you're going to love it. So welcome here. I want to thank Lita, Market Lubbock, our city council, mayor, judge, county commissioners, everybody who helped bring this. This is huge economic development for this region. That's great. And then I want to especially thank Governor Abbott. You know, we have a lot going on in the state of Texas, whether it's the last year battling a pandemic or a great job you're doing battling what we have, a crisis on the border. You've never lost sight on what the economic engine and driver is here in the state of Texas is our business community. You've continued to make sure this is a low tax state. Heck, we even banned the income tax under your leadership. You've made sure we have fair regulations, getting out of the way of business so they can actually do the job and create jobs, what makes us all so much better. And making sure we have a fair court system that's going to treat our businesses fairly. So it's because of this, because of Texas, because of the leadership of Governor Abbott and the entire state that we have these businesses coming to Texas. But most importantly, when it came time to close the deal, to make sure that we got this facility here in Texas, in Lubbock, you were on the phone, you worked it, and made sure we got it here. So thank you, Governor. We appreciate you greatly here in West Texas. Thank you all. Appreciate your time. And thanks again. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman. Senator, we appreciate you guys very much. I have the opportunity of doing some thank yous. People have alluded to it, but it's important that some folks are thanked by name. First of all, though, I think it's awful exciting that after looking at lots of locations in our community, that Luprino has decided to locate in the eastern part of our community, just north of 19th Street, just outside of Loop 289. It's going to be a great jump start to that part of the community. Isn't that right, SPH? You're going to hear from Ms. Passion Harris in a minute. I'm sure you're all looking forward to that. She'll steal the show. But, you know, this is a win for Lubbock. It's a win for the eastern part of our community, but it's really a win for West Texas. Senator Perry said it very well. It's a win for the South Plains. We work together. We pull the rope all in the same direction. And we believe that the agrarian work ethic that our kids are still instilled with allows us to win these kind of deals. We think our kids can get up, dress up, show up, and shut up. And we think that's important to the workforce. And we've got to continue to tell that story. There's some partners that are really important to this. And Judge Parrish, the county commissioners are at the head of the list there. Roosevelt ISD, Superintendent Dallas Grimes and his board of trustees, we're thankful for you guys, for your leadership. Thank you for helping out here. And then Texas Tech. So when we got time to go visit these guys to try to close the deal, there were 5 of us that got invited to go. And so it was the judge and myself, Barry Orr, our chairman of the board of LEDA, John Osborne, who runs LEDA day to day, and we invited, they wanted President Scuvant to come. And he's got an awful busy schedule. And it took one phone call. He said, you got to schedule the trip and I'll be there. And Lawrence has been a great partner through this entire process. Texas Tech is a big reason why Luprino is coming to Lubbock, Texas. Food safety is critical to these guys. There's a picture out there that none of you really want to see of the 5 of us when we toured their plant in Greeley. We're all dressed up in these spacesuits, and you can't believe what length they go to make certain that they run a clean, safe manufacturing environment. So Mike sort of hit on it. He talked about 600 jobs. They talked about the $870 million investment. Here's what I want you to hear. Those jobs on average will pay more than $50,000 a year. That's a big impact to our community, because there's a kid over at Estacada High School this afternoon, or maybe up in Abernathy in high school, that's going to find a great job at Luprino Foods. There's an engineer, a kid that came from the Metroplex to Texas Tech that started to like West Texas and doesn't want to leave. They're going to find a job at Luprino, and they're going to get to buy houses in Lubbock, Texas, and buy cars, and take their kids to Disney World, and enjoy the quality of life that we enjoy. They're going to get to live the American dream, just like Jim Luprino has lived. It's a great day in that regard. A few more thanks. It's important that I thank my peers on the Lubbock City Council. You're going to hear from Sheila in a minute, but we've all been behind this project since day one. Our city manager, Jared Atkins, and his staff are a big part of this. Luprino will actually buy water from us and then use that water, clean that water, and give us back a little bit more than they buy from us. And they'll give it back to us, stream quality. We saw how it works in Greeley. If they can do it to meet Colorado standards, I know they can meet our standards. We're real excited about that because that water is important to us. I mentioned Judge Parrish and the commissioners. I'd like to thank the LEDA Board of Directors and their staff. They've done a fantastic job. When we got this deal sort of to the finish line, we had to rush to get some things done. And we really appreciate Bobby McQueen and his work securing land. We appreciate Terra Testing and VTech, our friends at Hugo Reed. We appreciate Park Hill BASF, who will be their neighbors and allowed us to sort of encroach on them just a little bit, but they are great partners. I'm sure I've left somebody out. I do want to say a special thank you to Colleen, who's one of the Luprino teams on the front row. So Colleen, behind the scenes, has been doing a lot of she's the one that's had to keep John Osborne on the track. And we've got to know Colleen really well. And behind a great executive team, there's somebody like you who holds things together. So next time you come back, we're going to make you a Lubbock citizen with proclamation. But Colleen's symbolic of the entire Luprino family. And she's spent her career there. And so we're so thankful that you guys are here. Welcome to Lubbock, Texas. Please help me welcome Judge Parrish for a few comments. Judge?
Governor, again, thank you for being here. And let me just echo the mayor. It is a great day in Lubbock, Texas. Oh my goodness. I hope you're just now getting just a taste of what this company is going to mean for us here in Lubbock County, and all of West Texas. I have been so impressed with this company from literally top to bottom. I know with Mike, with Mark, Lance, Eric, Colleen, to be able to work with these incredible people. Let me just let me just say this one thing. You know, when we're going out and we're attracting businesses to come in, usually the first thing that a business wants to know is, what can you do for us? What can you give us to come here? This was not their first question. Their first question was, how would we fit in your community? How does Lubbock fit into our culture as well? And so, to me, that was everything. This is a company worth Lubbock. And Lubbock, I hope and pray, is a company worthy of you. I'm not going to take much time. You've heard all the thank yous. Former Chancellor Ken Hance is here. He had a little part about this too, so thank you, Kent. I appreciate the work that you did in helping us to talk to these folks, to get them here. Thank you for what you mean to Lubbock and for what you mean to West Texas. Thank you. And thank you all. To the Loprino family, welcome. To the Lubbock family, welcome these folks with open arms. They're going to be a great asset to our community. They are going to be involved in our churches, involved in our schools, involved in our little leagues and our youth football. These are the folks that are going to be an integral part of our Lubbock community for years and years to come. Get to know them. I'm so impressed with these folks, and I'm honored to stand here and say, welcome to Lubbock, Texas. May God bless you, and may God bless Lubbock. Governor, thank you.
Great job. Thanks for all you do.
I'm Barry Orr, Chairman of Lubbock Economic Development Alliance, and I'm going to take it up a notch. It's a grand day in Lubbock, Texas. Good Lord started us off with, must have been an inch of rain, Jeff, in about 30 minutes. And, well, rain is so critical to this industry. And then to bless us with a company of the quality of people of Loprino Foods. You've heard about their food safety, you've heard about their environmental awareness, but I'm telling you, they are good people. They're going to fit well. Speaking of hard working, we've heard that several times today. I want to introduce the board members from LEDA that are with us today. If you guys would each stand. Chris Carpenter, Sonny Garza, Henry Patel, Regina Johnson, Matt Bumstead, James Conrad. John. Oh, and John Opperman. John Opperman from Texas Tech. Thank you all for your work. Thank you for bringing us to this day so very much. Today's a defining moment for Lubbock, Texas. The increase in workforce with 600 new jobs, the single largest private capital investment in our economy's history, career opportunities for Texas Tech, LCU, South Plains College, Wayland. They're endless. Sales tax increases, new home ownership spreads the tax burden among all of us and will continue to give us our quality of life that we enjoy here and work on this infrastructure. And I'll put a plug in right now. There's a bond coming, folks, so we want to get this infrastructure in place. But our South Plains region, and it's happened with very few people knowing, has become a dairy center of Texas, the dairy center of the country, and had a huge influence on Loprino decisions to be here today. And it's going to continue to reinforce our agricultural base, leaving no question that the South Plains is the ag center of Texas. Yeah, defining moment today, and there's been accolades, but boy, we've been in the mix of this for 25 months, and I want to take this moment to express my gratitude to several people. Governor, you tipped the scales for us. You really did. Thank you so much. Representative Perry, Senator Perry, Representative Burrows, Representative Frulo, you guys were great advocates. This kind of thing doesn't happen without those guys on our team, and they have really been great. Of course, the judge and his county commissioners, Judge was so grateful you made the trip with us, and it was a lot of fun to hang out. Our mayor and our pro-business city council, Dan, your team's been less than amazing. I'm telling you, it's been absolutely, the last 2 years, the support of this project has just been dynamic. And the Roosevelt Schools, Dallas Grimes, and I know many of your board members are here today. Thank you to Roosevelt ISD for your support of this project. And we look forward for great things for your district coming from this. City Manager Jared Atkinson and his capable staff. I'm going to tell you, we hit the lottery when Jared Atkinson came to run this city as city manager. And Jared, I just don't know what we'd have done without you, with your knowledge. Thank you so very much. And of course, last but certainly not the least is our LEDA team. Both LEDA, Lubbock Economic Development Alliance team, and Market Lubbock team have been amazing. They've worked tirelessly. And on a project of this size, you can imagine the resources it's taken. It was a coming together of many for the benefit of our state, our region, and of course, the community of Lubbock and the South Plains. It's proven that when we work together, great things can be achieved. And also, I wanted to also thank Lawrence Guvenek. Lawrence, if you'll head this way, you're next up. Lawrence made the trip with us, and I absolutely believe that his presence on that trip moved the needle to our favor. And if you will, I'll introduce President of Texas Tech University, Lawrence Guvenek.
Thank you, Barry. I think you're a bit too generous in that comment. I thought you were going to bring up the fact that when we got on the plane, the first thing I did was to spill my coffee all over my shirt. I'm Lawrence Guvenek, and on behalf of Texas Tech University, I want to add my enthusiastic welcome to every member of the Leprino Foods family. President Durkin, Mike, to you and to everyone with Leprino Foods, thank you for your commitment to Lubbock. Over the last several months, I've learned a lot about Leprino, and I've seen firsthand the values and the culture that make this an extraordinary company, and many others have spoken to those very points. But Leprino, Lubbock, and West Texas are a perfect match. Now, Mike alluded to the opportunities that Leprino will represent for our students, and I want you to know that at Texas Tech, we welcome the opportunity to work with you to capitalize on those opportunities for our students, beginning with the management training program, but ultimately as employees. Leprino visited us a few weeks ago to actually begin discussions related to how we might recruit and direct students to the company. And when Terry Anderson was here on that visit, and he left several pounds of mozzarella for me. I gave some to my colleagues at work, and I looked at the expiration date, and I thought, there is no way I will eat all this cheese before that expiration date. But it was gone in short order, and I can tell you it is very good. I also want you to know that the full resources of Texas Tech are here to support the many areas of excellence in your core capabilities. Governor Abbott, thank you for the critical role you played in bringing Leprino to Lubbock, Texas. And to my colleagues and friends here on the stage and seated here, especially Mayor Pope, John Osborne, and so many others, congratulations on your part in making this a very historic day for Lubbock, Texas.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Dallas Grimes. I'm the superintendent at Roosevelt Schools. And on behalf of our 1,100 students, 175 staff members, our board of trustees and surrounding stakeholders, I just want to officially welcome Leprino Foods to our community. I think it's been stated numerous times, and I just want to echo that y'all's personal visits, coming to our board meetings, and reiterating your commitment to our community. That was heard, and we were compelled to basically do what we needed to do in order to make our area as attractive as possible. So I appreciate that. To be honest with you, y'all knew Mike, I think you said early on, you knew early on that Lubbock was the right fit. I think y'all had us hooked after mozzarella. We were sold. I don't know what it is about the word mozzarella. I was noticing out in the crowd, every time mozzarella is mentioned, heads come up. And as an engagement piece for students, we may try that in our classrooms. We may just say mozzarella and get everybody's eyes up and go with that. But I think what's critical to all of this is just craving each other's success. And so Roosevelt ISD remains committed. I know Abernathy and Estacado, they're going to have good students and good workers, but I will tell you that Roosevelt ISD believes in producing kids that work hard, but we also tell our kids that hard work always pays off. And so that's what we pledge to produce for y'all. Obviously, I want to thank the various levels of government officials. This was over the last 25 months, took everyone's efforts at the state, county, municipal, our own school board members, and I just want to thank everybody. As an old history teacher, this is how it's supposed to work, I believe. And so 10 miles east of here in our classrooms, we're teaching the next generation about representative government and that their actions are to work for the people, not deter benefiting their lives. So I just want to appreciate, I think it's a great real world example for our kids of, hey, this is how government works. And these actions today, over the last 25 months, it's going to have a generational impact on our community, and selfishly, I'm going to say for the Roosevelt ISD kids. So thank you all. Now, I'm going to get off the stage pretty quick, but I do want to just, if I could, recognize Carolyn Rowley and John Osborne with LEDA. Y'all's communication throughout this process. This was a learning deal for us, and y'all kept us informed, and I appreciate all your efforts on that. Hey, and everything good comes from the Lord, and so I want to thank him for that. Say go Leprino. Oh, and go Eagles. And I wanted to spell, I appreciate the turnout, but the rumor that the Eagles are turning into the Roosevelt Packers, that's not happening. There are no cheeseheads. I think there's some folks up in Wisconsin that might take offense to that, but thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'll say that again. Good afternoon, everybody. I tell you what, it is really exciting to be here today. I tell you, Mike, since that time, just under 2 years ago, I haven't looked at cheese the same. I tell you what, I make sure that I take my time and study it well. I want to echo the things that have been stated by all of the politicians that have been here on this stage. But truly, I thank you for standing with us here in Lubbock, Texas, USA, as we celebrate what is about to happen. I'll tell you, I appreciate the Leprino family, not just because you're going to be big time here in Lubbock, Texas, but because of your heart, because of the care that you provide for the staff that you'll bring on, because of the relationships, hear that word again, because of the relationships that'll be built with so many of the folks that'll find their way to your establishment. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your heart for bearing in mind that there's some good folks right up here in the highest part of the city. That's where you are, Mr. Governor. You're in District Number 2. And so I appreciate you all for looking this direction to Lubbock, Texas. You didn't have to. But you are, I believe one of your sayings is, and I may not get it correct, but I believe the meaning will be the same, trying to do the right thing the right way. And I want to thank you for doing that, for looking this direction, for getting ready to link up with the good folks of West Texas and Lubbock, Texas, USA, as we move forward and eat a whole lot of cheese. Thank you again. I've enjoyed meeting you, and I look forward to a better relationship. God bless you.
I know this is probably one of our longer press conferences, but if you'll just indulge me for just a few minutes, this is every bit worth it. This is an incredible project. It has an incredible impact on Lubbock. And at this time, I'd like to show you a short video to show you just how impactful it can be. directors and staff at LEDA. It's been a true honor working on this project. Thanks to all the many partners that helped out. We couldn't do it without you all. Thank you so much for everything that you've done to support this. And most especially, thanks to the Loprino family. For this is the right spot for it. It is the choice to be made. And we are so honored you chose us. So thank you very much. There are some QR codes that are around the facilities here. Please scan those. They'll take you to a landing page on our website that talks a little bit more about all the details. We'll be sharing the video on social media. That video is also on and the press release is on that landing page as well. Governor, thank you again. I know there's been a lot of thanks, but this is a very important project to us, and the state's involvement really helped us. And so thank you very much. With that, it's a great day to be in Lubbock, Texas. Thank you all.